How beer is made. In order to use the malt in the brewing process, the brewer has to break open the husks and expose the starch in the grain. The equipment used to crush the malt is typically made of 2 or more large metal rollers. Once the malt is milled, it undergoes the process that differentiates this beverage from wine. Mashing. The grist and warm water are mixed and added to the mash tun, giving us the mash. In the mashing step, during the malting process, enzymes developed convert the available starches to sugars. And then, to separate the sugar water from the grain, in some instances, the entire mash is pumped into a different vessel, known as a lauter tun. The water is then slowly drained from the grain, while being gently rinsed with warm water. The lauter tun is wider and less deep than the mash tun. In addition, the lauter tun often contains a series of knives or rakes that can be rotated around the grain bed. The brewer then pumps the sweet wort into the boil kettle. It is then heated to boiling for a given period of time, typically 30 to 90 minutes. At the end of the boiling time, the bitter wort is pumped out of the vessel, then back into the vessel at an angle. This creates a whirlpool. During the whirlpool process, the proteins and other coagulated materials fall to the center of the vessel, forming a cone of sludge known as trub. The bitter wort is then pumped away from this sludge and through a chiller. It is cooled to the perfect temperature to begin fermentation. As it moves into the fermenter, oxygen gas is added to the stream of fast-moving liquid. Then, pitch yeast into the wort. Fermentation can take 2 to 14 days for alesh, and lagers may take multiple months to complete the fermentation cycle. Naturally conditioned beer requires at least a week or 2 for alesh, depending on overall alcohol content, and up to 6 months or even more for lagers. Once the beer has undergone the full maturation process, it can be filtered to remove any of the solids and haze that remains. Packaging is the process that transfers beer from the brewery to the consumer. Most beer is packaged in a large pack format, often referred to as kegs, or in a small pack format such as cans or bottles. You'll get a clear beer full of bubbles. Prost.